let's talk about our grammar topic, models of advice, which is should and ought to. Let me tell you again that we use ought to indicate the duty or correctness. For example, you ought to respect the law. But we use should where something did not happen. For example, I was worried about you. You should call. Should. Now, we use should to give advice or talk about what is right to do. For example, you should obey the traffic law of the city. Now, let's see the form. Should is followed by the base form of the verb, as you can see on the screen. For example, he should to get a better map is wrong because we use should with the base form of verb. So, the correct sentence is he should get a better map. He should gets a better map is also wrong because we use should with the base form of verb. Now, if we talk about the negative, you use should not for the negative. For example, you should not bring so many suitcases. The next example is you shouldn't forget your passport. If we talk about the contraction, use the contraction should not in speaking and informal writing. For example, you should not get lost. Now let's talk about how we use should in future and present tense. We use should to talk about the present or future. For example, I should put on some sunscreen right now. And the second one is we should take another tour tomorrow. Now let's see how to use ought to. Well, ought to means the same as should. For example, I ought to get some insect repellent. Now here is a tip for you that how to use ought to. So the usage number 1 is ought to is not usually used in question or negative sentences. For example, should I open the window? It is in question form, so we don't use ought to here. Usage number 2 is to sound more polite, use I think or maybe before saying you should or you ought to. For example, maybe you should leave me alone, or I think you should buy cheaper airline tickets. Now let's talk about had better and had better not. Use had better to give advice. It is followed by the base form of verb. The negative is had better not. So, for example, you had better call to check your flight. And the next example is you had better remember your passport. Here are some examples to help you practice where to use should or ought to. You use should not, and ought to with I think or maybe to give advice about visiting your country. Use the topic below. For example, with food, clothing, transportation, language and custom, cultures and places to visit. For example, I think you ought to try the spatial lamp. I hope this topic is clear to you all. If you have any query regarding this topic, ask in the comment box.